Hello everybody, so I want to bring you guys my weigh-in for this week, which I will put right here. So that basically means I went down 5 ounces this week. So not the best, but it's still a loss. It's a baby step, but it's a baby step in the right direction. And I also want to talk about something that's just like, it's so frustrating and it's a little bit embarrassing, but I realized that I have developed a habit, and that habit is after my weigh-ins, typically, I binge. And I think you guys know this, I've talked about this before. What I haven't talked about is these food allergies that I seem to have that make me really sick. Particularly when I have any sort of gluten. So last week on, I think like Monday, I believe it was, I was on my way to work, or maybe it was Sunday, but regardless, I was on my way to work and I stopped by Starbucks to get a matcha latte, which I do sometimes. But Starbucks seems to just kind of rope me in, as it always does. Nothing wrong, that's my own self-control problem. But I also got a loaf, or like a piece of chocolate bread, like chocolate coffee cake. And it made me really sick. I get this reaction to gluten, I've had it to some other foods as well, where it's like the entrance to my stomach feels like it like swells up and gets really inflamed, and it feels like this intense burning, and it's hard for me to take a deep breath. It hurts through to my back, and like it's extremely painful, and I sweat, and sometimes it makes me throw up, and it lasts for the initial pain doesn't let up for about 12 hours, and then for the next few days after that happens, it feels abnormal. It feels like it may be a little bit swollen. If I move in a weird way, it hurts. If I eat the wrong thing in those next few days, then it just brings it back, which brings me back to yesterday. So that happened on Monday or Sunday, whatever, and I was finally starting to feel back to normal. And then yesterday happened. I went to my weigh-in, and it was like I didn't even think about it. I went straight to Trader Joe's and I bought myself cookie butter, which you guys know I've talked about, which is like, it's not a good, I'm literally addicted to it, and it's really embarrassing, to be totally honest, because I will eat an entire jar of it, and that's what I did yesterday. I ate an entire jar of cookie butter, which has something like 800 calories or more. But even more than that, I bought 2 jars. And I started to eat the second jar, and I realized, I was like, what the hell are you doing? And I ended up throwing them away, but the damage had already been done. A few hours later, I started to get the pain in my chest again. It's not really my chest, it's like my esophagus. It feels like where the entrance to my stomach is, but regardless. I started to get that pain again, and I pretty much had a little bit of a breakdown, because I was sitting there, and I was laying in my bed, sweating bullets, in a lot of pain, and extremely embarrassed and ashamed. And I talked to my aunt about it, and she's like, you need to do something different. You keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And it's not just about the way you address the food, it's about everything else other than the food. The food isn't the problem, it's my own head, and it's my own habits. It's my habits, and that's where the problem lies. And so she actually gave me this book. She gave me this book, which is The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. And I was reading it last night, and I was like, she's right. Like, I need to do something. It's literally a habit. It's not even like I want the food. It's a habit that's ingrained in my brain that I have developed of binging after my weigh-in, and that needs to change. But I wanted to actually read something really quick to you guys from the prologue. So I'm gonna read you guys something to this. Lying in bed, she broke down. It was like this wave of sadness, she said. I felt like everything I had ever wanted had crumbled. I couldn't even smoke right. And in a sense, that's how I felt last night. And well, yesterday, it was during the day. I felt like I was laying in bed in this pain and like just so upset and so ashamed. And I was like, I can't even binge right. Like, and I mean, that's true. And I realized yesterday as I was laying in bed in pain, like, this is not what I want for my life. And I cannot keep doing this to myself. I'm literally hurting myself. It's like, it's just the same as if I were purging or as if I were cutting, which is really hard for me to actually talk about, because those are habits that I thought I'd gotten rid of, but it looks like they may have just changed. That's really scary to me, because I didn't like the person I was when I was purging, when I was cutting, and I don't like the person I am right now when I'm eating food that causes me so much intense pain and so much shame and so much sadness and embarrassment. And like I said in my last video, the only way it's gonna change is if I talk about it and if I put a plan in place. So here is the plan. I'm still reading this book. I am not done with the first part. It's like broken up into 3 parts, but I've learned part of it. I've learned a little bit from it already. And habits, when you develop a habit, your brain activity actually decreases because it becomes an automatic behavior. And so part of what you need to do is change that habit and change that cycle and change that behavior that is so automatic. So what I'm gonna do is, once I go to my weigh-ins, obviously not bring any money with me. That's not going to be a permanent solution, because obviously in my life I'm going to need to bring money with me, and I don't want to not be able to bring money with me, but initially I'm not going to have any money with me. And before I go get my car to come home after my weigh-in, I'm going to walk. I'm going to go for a walk around the building, and I'm going to vlog it. I'm going to talk about what I'm feeling, because I'm ready to heal this, and I'm ready to stop this, because it's been long enough, and I'm ready for a change, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change my habits. And just like, I started eating in my room when I was on OptiFast, because it was like, oh, I'll just take the shake in my room, I'll just take the soup in my room, it's not that big of a deal, it's not a real meal. But that also ingrained a habit of me of eating in my room, and when I eat in my room, I'm on my computer, I'm on my phone, and I'm distracted, and I can eat a lot more, and I don't really pay attention to what I'm eating. So I'm going to be eating in my living room when I'm at home, and like the dining room. And when I'm at work, I'm not going to eat through the day at my desk, which is a very big habit that I've developed. I'm solely going to eat at my lunch break, and I also don't want to eat in my car, but if I need to during my lunch break, I will sit in the back seat, because I don't want it to be a normal thing for me to eat up here. So those are the habits I'm going to work on right now, work on changing and altering. And those bad habits, they never go away, but it's about creating a stronger habit that overrides that bad habit. So, and that's why it's so easy to go back to bad habits and old habits, is because they're always there. That brain pathway is always there. But I'm gonna change it, and I'm gonna create new habits that are stronger and that are better for myself, and that give me a positive reward, instead of making me be in a lot of pain, because that sucks. It really sucks. That is gonna be what I'm gonna be working on this next week. I'm gonna go back to my weekly vlog format. I think I maybe burned myself out a little bit with like doing all these other videos, and I really love it, and know that there will probably be more of that. But as far as like my workouts and my day-to-day life, I'm gonna put that back into a weekly vlog format and see how I feel about it. And there may be random videos popping up here and there. I'm gonna switch back to the weekly vlog just for a little bit, see how I feel, get through this last few months of school before summer, even though I'm doing school during summer, whatever. It's time for a change. And like I said, and like I've been doing over the past few weeks, things have been changing for me, and I just need to continue that change. And I need to, it's like my aunt said, it's not about the food, it's about the habits. I need to create those good habits that are going to sustain me long term and help me create that life that I want for myself. So thank you guys for sticking with me through this video, and thank you guys so much for your feedback on the last video. It's amazing the response I've received from that. You guys are amazing. Remember, the only way to predict your future is to go out there and create it for yourself. And I will see you guys next week.